We begin our broadcast tonight with a massive humanitarian aid effort underway in southern Africa in the wake of Cyclone Idai. The United Nations World Food Programme says its director, David Beasley, is traveling to Mozambique Tuesday to highlight the devastation caused by the powerful storm that struck Mozambique, Zimbabwe and Malawi in the southern eastern part of Africa. His visit to the region comes one day after the top UN aid chief said the United Nations is appealing for $282 million to help the victims of Cyclone Idai in Mozambique.
Obviously, a big element of that is the health and water and sanitation and hygiene issues that and education that UNICEF is so prominent in. A lot of it, though, is also for food security and livelihoods.
The cyclone's heavy winds and rains killed at least 750 people in Mozambique, Malawi and Zimbabwe and made hundreds of thousands of people homeless. Lowcock says appeals for Malawi and Zimbabwe is coming within the next few days. The International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies has launched an appeal for $30 million to provide life-saving aid for 200,000 of the most vulnerable survivors in Mozambique. The U.S. Department of State Defense says it is providing $6.5 million in immediate humanitarian assistance to Mozambique. U.S. Army Major General James Craig, Combined Joint Task Force Horn of Africa, arrived in Mozambique on Monday to get a first-hand look at Cyclone Idai's devastation. General Craig met with the U.S. Ambassador to Mozambique, Dennis Hearn, and members of the U.S. Agency for International Development's Disaster Assistance Response Team to discuss the post-storm crisis. Now, for the latest news from Mozambique, I'm joined on the phone from Maputo by journalist Yanick Machel. Yanick, what more can you tell us about the ongoing relief situation in Mozambique?
Good evening, everyone. The relief situation is becoming better. The weather has improved from this afternoon. Remembering that it's now 6:30 p.m. From about 12 p.m. the weather has improved and the rescue operations are going well so far. 100,626 people have been rescued so far. And about 24,377 families have been also rescued. They have been moved to shelters, and there is a desperate need for humanitarian help.
Yanick, so when you tour those places, when you see those people, what do they say are their greatest needs right now?
For food and clean water. This is the greatest need, and the international community is responding positively to this need. For instance, China has sent a boat with about 500 tons of rice to help aiding these people, and many accommodation centers have been built right now, but there is still a need for tents. One of the main government pledge needs and requests to the international community is for tents.
Okay, Yanick, what about you mentioned the need for clean water. What about the fear that there could be an outbreak of communicable diseases like cholera? How are the authorities handling that? Are there any measures in place to contain this and make sure that a lot of people don't get affected with such?
Cholera right now, as of now, I'm speaking to you. I've just received the government official numbers. For cholera, there's no outbreak, a huge outbreak right now at this time. The only thing the government announced is that diarrhea is really affecting people that have been rescued from the risk zone. But there is a huge concern for malaria, because of the stagnant waters. of the flooding. So one of the requests the government issued today is for mosquito nets that may be able to save a lot of people.
Thank you so much, Yanick. Journalist Yanick Machel reporting for us from Maputo in Mozambique.